Hello and welcome. Right, we've got 140 tons in these two trailers. We are going to pop them up and then we've got one last load to do. I was determined not to do this. Yeah, I have often go with how I feel on something. I don't mean that I'm totally emotively driven, but this was a story where we literally needed to save the farm and get us out of a huge amount of debt, and we've really done that. But I do feel there's one thing I'd like to do before I actually leave this and basically pass it over to the farm manager who's going to look after my family, my grandma, as in the farm side of things, on Saxthorpe, whilst we go on to a Glenleithen. Yes, so with that in mind, the one thing I'd like to do is we've got unfinished business. We've got to do this, take this in, and have I got markers on? Beautiful sounds on this map. Yeah, so unfinished business, basically. We've got to do this. I want to literally cash in as much as we've got, because this is very, very... It's going to box the worker behind. Oh, we need to stop them following. Yeah, so I thought we'd do this, obviously, with our productions, trying to look on what we need to do. Yeah, what have we got? Yeah, one more lot of that. A lot of milk. And I really would like to get us through till... I would like to plant the field, and I'd like to do it personally. Yeah, I just feel that that's the one task I've got left to do on this map. So, yeah, we're going to feed the animals and go right up to that particular time, do this, sell this, and then I'm going to do it in style as well. I'm going to ask the shop to lease something large. I am. And I'm trying to think, yeah, we've got a new tractor, but we haven't got a tractor that's capable of doing what I'm intending on doing. Yeah, it is a huge field, and I'd like to do it personally, no courseplay, just us. And yes, we'll leave this one here for now. Leave the worker to guard it, and we will go grab the last load with this T7. It's a beautiful tractor. I'm not ever going to go back on one thing though, is that they're a little bit like the New Hollands. They're beautiful, one of the best steerers, very similar to Max's. Love these tractors, always have them. But they are a little bit light. They do struggle a little bit, even the really big ones with trailers like the 70 ton. I used to have this on Neverland. It was one of the few big tractors that used to lose it a little bit when you start to turn in it. Yeah, do love it an awful lot, but it is the one sort of shortcoming you've got with them. They tend to be a little bit like Masses. They're lighter big tractors, and that's sort of the bad side to it really right now then. This is not as bad as some though, or I'm getting used to compensating for the fact that we need to, I think that'll miss slightly. Ooh. Yeah, so we won't be stopping around for the harvest. All we're going to do is, I'm going to leave the other farm manager, but I've basically asked for the pleasure of actually doing the big fields, and we're going to spend a little bit of money and make a bit of a splash, is what I'm actually going to do. I'm trying to think on how to actually do this. Now, I'm tempted, for once, to switch seasons off so that we can do it. Because it's what I'd like to do, and I've got to go through the months, December, January, February, March, to actually get this done. So I am tempted to switch seasons off, although I think we're probably still going to have to go through till January. Let's stick to the plan. Let's stick to March, and it doesn't really matter what we actually put in. It's obviously something that we can plant in March. I'm trying to think what that will be in March. What options have we got? Quite a few in April. March is... I was forgetting we can do the normal ones. It's funny. Oat used to be one of my least favourite crops. Now it seems to be one of my most favourite, that I favour an awful lot. So I've always liked it, but never yeah, I sort of see it in a different light now. So I think we're going to do a massive field of oats. That's hopefully going to bring my grandma and the family an awful lot of cash in at the end of the month. I mean, at the month, end of the year, basically. I'm thinking. So yeah, not sure if this is the last session. I'd like it to be. Would it hurt to do that? I'm trying to think. I want to go out, but I want to go out of the bang. I don't want to just like leave the map because it's a little bit unexpected. I was going to do it to the end of the year, and I thought, you've done all that you wanted to do, really. You never sort of signed up for a long haul, even though it is a beautiful map. But the bottom line is, you get in your mind what the plan is, and I've gone well beyond that because I don't really want to leave. We've had some issues, but that's not really down to the map. I think that's down to the mods. We will try those mods, the cream ones by Newell, on another map. The other thing I've got to do as well, which I've got to get better at, is not swapping mods in and out when... I mean, it doesn't matter with things like tractors, they don't ever do anything, but like new mods that are script based and things like that, I really think that's something I've got to not do. Because that, or even like switching crop destruction on, or I'm not even sure whether you should really do updates on a map when it's all got used to the older version. Yeah, I'm realising I'm not always playing this as well as I can, and that it may be that it's what I do on the map with the mods that could sometimes cause issues. So I'm sort of trying to learn from this and actually think going forwards. I think what I should do is come in with the mods that I can get working and then just leave it alone. I think updates are okay, otherwise it wouldn't do it as it does do. But I think going forwards, I've got to pay a bit more attention to this kind of level of detail on a map and leave things alone, really, and not keep looking around and stuff. I mean, as I said, tractors and equipment, that's another matter. My trouble is I often go in and go deselect all, select all, and then everything switched on, and there might have been some things that you forget what you actually switched on and off in the beginning. So right, which is this? This is the Wookie one. Let's go up to our field, sneak through the farmyard, and 2.5 million. Oh, we are on dollars. Let's rectify this now. Yeah, I should probably forget. Oh, it's a bit. Yeah, it's leaning out a little bit. Right. So then, have we? I would imagine we've done everything by this particular time. Yeah, I think of last session. Did we sell the milk? We did. Yeah. I was checking out a couple of videos earlier on Saxthorpe. And it was really just a few minutes ago that I actually thought, do you know, I think it really is time. I think we've achieved what we wished to achieve. Not that, I mean, I do love the map, but as I say, it's funny, you come into a map with a set of ideas of what you're going to do and all the rest of it, so... Right, fantastic. So then this is the food one. Let's go and get this ready for the morning. Let's just check the production shed. Yeah, we're not very little left on that. Silage, yeah, so that's nearly out. Old General Mill, we've done everything we needed to do on that. That's got full and full digest state. That's nearly out, and it is going to be out. But, oh, now this is what I was saying, really. It is possible to actually do two, or did I not do it yet this morning? It looked, I could say it's only 11 o'clock. Now, I was talking about tea time. I thought we could probably get a second lot of 70 tons in at tea time, really. Nah, we must it the other way. I know it's among that lot. Right, how much have we got in the cows? Let's have a quick look as well. Ooh, really, very, very good. Yeah, we'll put one. I don't think we need to do more than that. And then we're going to literally do the... yeah, it is a beautiful map. That's one thing I'm going to say. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time on Saxthorpe. I've got to say though, there are so many maps coming out, really so amazing maps coming out at present. Not that you can ever do all of them, it would be impossible. Right, now then, we need to switch some lights on, I think, because it is a little bit, yeah, a little bit dingy, shall we say. Do love the lights on this. H2 Studios done half do some cracking things. Yeah, so we've checked that the slurry and everything's all full. It was just digestate, which there's not much we can do about that. Oh. No, we're still on the trigger. I thought I'd moved off, but we seem to be good. We are now earning a lot of money. I mean, of course, a lot of that was down to the silage, which obviously we are now out of. Yeah, it is a shame about the cream factory. I'd like to do that on another map. The other thing I am going to stick to that I did say is that I don't think you should overdo productions. I think you should stick to your partners and stick to 2 or 3 things like the production shed are all right to have one of those in, but you've still got it takes too much concentration. I always think if you do like too much and you don't do them all well. Neverland, I always felt a bit juggly on Neverland for that very reason. Oh, we are going to go, it is 9 o'clock this time of year. We could, I suppose, thinking about it, push these hard and just, because to be honest, we can coast on the straw and everything. We could, so that's actually going a little bit. Let's go and grab some more milk and we'll grab some slurry and we're going to do that. 2.8, wow. And this really also was never ever about the money. We never really. This has just really been an absolute hoot. I've thoroughly loved my time on here. It's been, I won't say effortless, but in a way I do mean that. Yeah, that grass looks awful. Right, let's do. No, we're going to still do it properly because we can jump from one to the other. Really thinking about it. Yeah, we can just go forwards and backwards because we do usually need at least one full 70 tons of this. Why did that go from that? Used to remember the last thing it did. Yeah, I've had to remove the grease mod. It was throwing up some errors on one of the map, and it was just that was throwing the errors. So I've removed it for now until I can investigate to see if it was just that. But yeah, I was getting some mod errors on that one thing, and then the mod actually map crashed. So I've removed it for now. Again, it's not blaming the mod. It's never a mod. It's a set of mods that don't always work together well, or yeah, we're going to need some manure. We're going to grab the big trailer this time. I do love the fact that you can actually do that. I think it's only down to the engine starter mod that you can actually do that. In the base game, I don't think you can do that, where you can actually carry on like releasing the fluid, because it doesn't work. So it's a little bit of a, it's not cheap, but it is a bit cheeky, I would say. Ooh, are we full still? Are we still full? No, we should easily be able to, perhaps I'm not quite on the trigger right. Yeah, there is the trailer on as well. Sometimes that does weird things. Let's go grab the other trailer off. Put that bit of manure in that's in there. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to time lapse this. We're going to literally rinse and repeat this because I would like to, I do agree with what I said. I would like to get this done, but I'd like to end this where we are doing the planting, seeding in the big field ourselves. No causeway, just me versus the fields, just for the sheer pleasure of it, really. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. think that is us done. That was a monster. I think that's even bigger than Field 1 on Attingham, but I couldn't swear to it. That was a monster too. Although this didn't have the tree islands, but yeah, that was an absolute beast. It really was. Thoroughly enjoyed it though, I really did. Yeah, fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed using my favourite trailer. But I've got to say, like I was saying about the thing is, no matter how much power you put inside the case, the weight. Oh no, I mean no, I'm talking about the case. I'm talking about the shell. Yeah, no matter how much engine power you put in, the power has got to match or be able to tame the beast behind. The weight ratios. Yeah, obviously it's more about speed. I was literally keeping cruise control on, and when your throttle opens up, it really does obviously turn around because your weight can't cope with the physics, the G-force of turning around. So you really have got to sort of be a lot slower than that. Yeah, this is where I'm going to leave it though. It is. We're going to fade into the sunset. We are going to literally put the 3.5 mil into, well, it is in the bank account that we can see it, and also we've got the 400 and odd grands in that. Obviously we have a 7600 200 and odd head of cattle. I think we've actually filled that. I think we have, yeah, pretty much. So 200 head of cattle, and left all sorts of nice things for them to have. So really, my grandma could retire now and everything's paid for. So all that remains to be said really is thank you very much for watching. Yeah, it's a bit of a sudden departure, but I thought, yeah, it was one of those things. I thought, you've done what you said really. I've been lingering because I thoroughly enjoyed the map, but we could have left an absolute age ago, because I was thoroughly enjoying my time in here, and then obviously I set myself the goal of buying the monster field. Yeah, I mean we really have turned the farm around. When you consider we own 3 or 4 little fields, we've got a monster, 2 large ones, and 2 sort of small to medium ones really. We've got mills and fertilizer plants, dairies, super dairies, and everything. So we really have proved ourselves. We've got ourselves out there, and this butte as well. And it's just a shame that it's only trouble. At the end of the Let's Play, you tend to have all your good equipment. Some Let's Plays, a bit like Riverside, we had good equipment all the way through, including this exact Tyrian. Yes, so thoroughly enjoyed it. So all that remains really to be said is a massive shout out to Farm Sim Brisco for such a beautiful and authentic map. It feels so English, it really does, so British. Yeah, there's quite a few places you could go: the Cotswolds, the Peak District, and the Lake District really, and it's almost quite believable. Little bits are probably slightly different, like the dry stone walls, slightly different from each area, but very, very authentic feel, really believable. Thoroughly enjoyed, even tazzing around the field. The light levels obviously giants, but it was absolutely beautiful, breathtaking and stunning really. So thoroughly, yeah, in some ways, if it wasn't for the fact that we fulfilled the story. We did it a long time ago. So really, I'm not apologising. I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed. There's so many little bits and pieces building of this monstrous hedge. It really is a monster. Halfway around the mud, thoroughly enjoy doing that. I've never done that. I finally got the right kind of tree as well to do it, the spruce. And a hand plant sapling is far better than anything else at being able to plant these close enough together to actually make a hedge. Can't do that with the normal in-game plant to the Damcons, the one from Black Sheep Modded, or the in-game one. You can't do it unless I've missed something and you can change the planting distance. Hand plant sampling is beautiful for being able to sort of make a hedge out of trees, spruce. So absolutely fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed every single minute on this. Yeah, I mean, we came out of the death roll that was the farm dying a long time ago. Really, not long after the fertilising contracts, we paid those off quickly, and we never really looked back. So how long have we been on the map? That's what I'm really interested in seeing. It's only 2 full years. Yeah, really? And if it had been a full Let's Play, I think I would have stayed all the way to the end of this year and to fulfill everything. I think it would have been, to be honest, looking at how well we were doing per day. I mean, we've only got, we set reasonable goals. Riverside had got sheep in masses, they'd got cows. Now the cows weren't massive, really. Yeah, because I missed out on Riverside being the monster that it used to have when it was 800. It got literally put down just about a week or so before I went to Riverside, and then it was actually quite a small amount for a big map. The sheep, however, I think they were 500 odd still, so that was enjoyed that thoroughly. Made an awful lot of an impact in the clothing market. So yeah. But yeah, this is the Let's Plays. I should literally, yeah. So massive shout out to Farm Sim Brisco for such a fantastic, authentic, beautiful map. It's thoroughly been an absolute amazing storyline really on the map. And yeah, no, I'm going to go around and sit because I am. So massive shout out, but also massive shout out to all you, the viewers and subscribers. I do apologise in a way for the rapid departure, but really in another way, I've been thinking over the last 2 or 3 sessions. You've really done it. You're smashing it. I was up to 2.2 million and I thought, how could you, like all we're supposed to be doing is handing the reins back to your nan and leaving some money in the bank. I thought you could have done that at $1 million. But I thought, yeah, but I am enjoying my time. A bit of a few, I always said this, I said this about all of the maps where you have those mod crashes. Really does. It is, to me personally, I don't know how everybody else copes with that. I mean, I used to run, literally, I remember, I've got better at it, but it is still hard. I find that it's like an emotional barrier, a wall that you've got to get through to come back on the map. Now, I'm getting better at it, but I still find it tough. When you get horrible things, it's sort of like, stress is not the right word, but a barrier is a wall that gets built around a sort of stress, but not quite that. Yeah, and you sort of have to then face those demons. You can't always do it straight away. I sort of tend to go and do a few sessions on another map and then build up the courage. Courage is not the right word, but sort of bottle courage to sort of face my demons again and have another go, and then it's all right again once you sort of do that. So I'm getting better. It's probably a character flaw of my own that I am like that. I did used to have run through a couple of Let's Plays and then never gone back, so I am getting better. I still do find it quite a struggle when you get really stressful, when you get total meltdowns. I remember the worst was when we had the major update and all of the maps melt down. That was a tough place to be. It really was. I was very glad that we went on to Horse Aggravation. That was just a base game map. It sort of dropped at the perfect time for me to do it. Gave me a total rest from nearly every mod, every kind of mod clash. But then obviously when that finished, by that time all the mods and everything had updates and everything had settled down, and it was just like business as usual. But yeah, it is yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think I'm getting better. I am. I'm not run away from any maps, and I've not run away from this one. This really is that we've fulfilled the story that we actually wove in the beginning. In some ways, I wish I hadn't. I wish I'd have actually done this slightly different, because I would definitely have stayed another year. And as much as you always say, oh, I'd love to go back again, I would. It is a beautiful map, but I mean, Calmsden the same. I've never gone back there. Court Farms, I could go back there, and again, I've not gone back there. There are so many maps that I just think it's really nice to go to a fresh map. There is something special about the first time you go in a field, and the first time that no matter how much you love a map, that you go again and you think, there are some maps that you can do it. I mean, FS19, Sudbury Meadows, I literally did that to death. I so many times, there's something about, and it's a bit like that with Calmsden. Court Farms didn't do the same to me as that, and the same as Attingham didn't do the same as Six Ashes. Six Ashes, I must have done that map about 8 times, different places, different areas. It was just so good fun. Attingham, although on paper it has seemed like the perfect map for me, who usually am used to grass starts, that's usually would be BGA, something just not there for me. And I have done that map about 3 or 4 times over the 2 things and could never really gel with it. It's strange. Yeah, Volcano Island is another one. Actually, I've got a few sort of that I will be releasing that. I must have tried Volcano Island about 4 or 5 times, and something was missing every single time. And yet I could see the potential on the map. I've gone back this last time, and I must be now on. I've not posted it because we've got all things going. It's just I wasn't sure I was going to do a small run. I'm thoroughly enjoying my time on it, and it really is just flowing. Sometimes, as I said so many times, the music plays and sometimes it doesn't, and it's not always the map. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it doesn't quite feel like home, and I mean whether it's an American map or an English map. Yeah, it doesn't always feel like home. Neverland didn't to begin with, and then it just gelled, and I really just thoroughly enjoyed it from that point onwards. So, yeah, I mean, FS19, which was the one at Lone Oak. I could not get on with Lone Oak. I must have tried that now. I knew there was something special about it. What my favourite Mr. CDP was on Lone Oak. Loved that series he did. And again, I knew there was something special about that. It must have been about the 7th or 8th time that I tried Lone Oak, that when it actually finally gelled and I fell in love with it, and I'd love it if I could go back to it again, in FS22, but I don't think it's going to be released, which is such a shame. It was such a special map, it really was. But yeah, I'm just acknowledging the beauty and the magic. And Saxthorpe, I have felt the magic. I really did from sort of very early on. It's just that you sort of got caught by the fact that we've weaved a web, and that's why I've really done probably about another 10 sessions, or maybe more. What are we up to? I think we're about 30 odd sessions, and some of them whoppers, yeah, were like monster ones where we've been doing the forest. They were real giants, yeah, like 2.5 hour touches that obviously compressed into about an hour and a quarter. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, for the very last time, I am bowing out. I'm not selling everything, I'm passing this over. So as I said, we've gone through what we've got. This is not really a traditional one where otherwise I'd stay another year and we would run a year, and I would think that the income we would gain from the oats on this, if we just sold the oats, would be absolutely phenomenal. Really, I think it really would. And not to mention all the other fields that we would have planted. I just felt that I'd got to go out in a big bang, really, and I thought there's no better way, really, than for you to do Field 21 yourself without any kind of courseplay. No letting a worker do that at any point. You do it, just you versus the field, and I really have enjoyed it. I can't even see a single patch. Yeah, there were 2 or 3 little tufts of green, and I thought, I am doing you. You are not going to escape notice. Yeah, a couple of things that never worked out right. We bought that slab of land and we never did stick anything on it. Yeah, we did, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, thoroughly enjoyed it. I say we would have gone with the obviously the 2 mods that went wrong, and again, that could have been me, or it could have been updates, it could have been anything, but they worked. The pallets did work, and then all of a sudden they didn't. And that's what I'm saying about bringing things like the death pack or things like that. When they start to affect everything, you never know what effect. It shouldn't really. The trouble is, what you do is what I do, and I've got to look for it going forwards, is I'll switch a piece of equipment that says, oh, I need the death pack to work, and I'll say, no, alright then, switch the death pack on. But you don't know the consequences of switching the death pack on for all your other things. The grease mod, again, I've had to switch it off. I've removed it for now because it is playing havoc with a lot of things. The starting spring, I've removed it finally. It said it didn't have any issues, and it did, which we've got the camera proof on YouTube. But every single spring, when you come round to March to April, it will have a game crash. That was the starting spring, because if I moved that, it didn't crash anymore. The other thing with the starting spring, it used to have, first of all, I didn't think it was the starting spring until I read the update. It said that it fixed the issue with making all of the fields grass fields. Now, I thought because I'd had that on, that it was actually just the maps, that the map makers were making grass fields everywhere, because I just didn't get it. But then when I read the update log, I thought, oh, you Wally, that's why all the fields are grass on all of the maps you go into now, is because of the starting spring mod. Then they fixed that, but they didn't. It then made all of the fields on the map canola instead. So I thought, oh, you know, yeah, I don't need to be told that this is the starting spring mod. Just take it off. It's a fantastic idea. I love to start in March, but you know, if it's going to bring along unwanted friends or unwanted consequences, yeah, crop rotation the same. I've had a lot of heartache with that. It's not on at the minute. Do intend on bringing that one back in, because I do think it adds a degree of. But again, it does not want switching on and off when you don't want to accidentally switch all your mods off, come back in, because it will wreak havoc on your Let's Play. So yeah, I've got to get better at switching on the mods, going in and leaving them alone. No, just leave it alone and just, you know, play it sort of through. But yeah, I'm waffling on because I'm tired. Yeah, I was a bit of a monster. So for the very last time, as I've said, yeah, I'm going to say thank you all very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on all the maps. And yeah, as always, I do delight in hearing from yourselves. We're going to Glenleafden, so I'm not asking. I'm literally, I loved Maypole, one of my favourite sort of maps. I love the style of Cavalier Roy's map making. I do really think is a cracker, really. So we're going to go to Glenleafden from Saxthorpe, starting shortly. Yeah, so yeah, all that remains to be said for now is goodbye for now.